So in last class, we discussed features of Android. So all that is completed. So we will start with the program. So for that, Android Studio already installed. So now we will start with the creation of the project. So first we will create a project. So for that creation of the project, here first I'll create one folder to save our projects. So here I'm creating one new folder with name of today. So just I'm creating here a folder name March 10th.
నాకు కనిపించట్లేదు గ్లోవిజన్ టెక్ అని కనిపిస్తుంది అంతే.
Screen share stop now.
Yeah,
just a minute. Okay. So now in some folder here I created with the name of March 10th one folder. So this we will give the we will store our all projects there. So here this is the Android Studio. So here I'm creating one new project. So once we install Android Studio, initial we will get like this. So from here, just I'm clicking the new project. So first here, there are many activities. Activity is nothing but it's a one page. It's create a page, or simply we can say as the one simple template. So here initially we will start with the empty activity. Remaining all we will see. If we create an empty activity, it can create with the basic thing. So because of that, I'm selecting here the empty activity. Then click on next. So project name. So project name, you can give anything. So like I'm giving the first example. Project name I given as a first example. Then package name. So what is package name? See, normally the package name is nothing but it's a collection of the classes. So where we can store the multiple classes in this. So normally this follows com dot minimum one identifier dot, means here its operation should require with minimum one dot. So here we will write the com dot something dot your project name. Normally we will write here client name or something like that. We will write here this client name, then followed by the project name, com dot client name dot project name. So here I'm writing here, I'm changing this example word to AndroIndian. So there, if you want, you can put your name, but this package name always should be in a small letters. So it should be in always should be in a small letters. Then save location. So just now I created a folder, right? So I'll go back to that. So desktop. So this is the folder just I created. So I want to save this here. Then here it will ask that Java and Kotlin. So you need to select the Java because we are starting with the Java and minimum SDK. See here it is showing that minimum SDK means your application will work. Your application will work with this. So that you should handle this. You should work on the minimum version of this. So from here, your application will work. So before this year, it is showing that 94% of devices are available in the market. So if you want, you can go to lower version also. If you select this 97 points. So like this, you can select. But here, so we did one, means when you are giving this workspace location, right? So don't give any space between the name. So because of that, I am renaming this as a master. So just I remove the space. Here also we will adjust that. So like this you can give. Then you need to save this. So once you click on the finish, automatically the project has created. See here in this folder, this project has created. So let's create the project. The project. So once the project is created, it should come with some code as well. So predefined some code it will come. So then we will see this next step here. Once it is here, Gradle is building. So here the advantage of our Android Studio is whenever if any new updates happened on a environment or from the coding side, so those all updates are reflect automatically in your project by Gradle building here. Here it is a Gradle building, right? So Gradle building, by Gradle building, automatically the latest updates should reflect on your project. So because of that is the reason, sometimes when you create a project, it will create quickly. Sometimes it will take a little bit of time to create that. That too, that depends on your internet. So sometimes it should be fast and sometimes it should be less slow. But here it can create this. So once the project is created, it has to create, it means it should create with minimum 2 files. One is the activity-main.xml and other is the main activity.java. In case if you create an Kotlin project, instead of Java file, the Kotlin project will create, but XML is the common. So here the XML file is for design and Java is for the functionality. Means in XML, we will design our user interface, and in Java, for that user interface, if you want any action kind of thing, that we will give in a Java. So today we will start with the XML. So after 2 or 3 days, we'll enter into the Java part. So before that, just try to understand the project structure. See, this is the UI. Here it is created this with the minimum of this. Here, see, by clicking here, it's opened like this. So by here, if you want only the code, you can code. This is the UI XML code. This is, and you can split both. It will come code and this. By clicking the design, only we can able to see the design. Even though this Android Studio application are one by one daily, means one at a single shot, I can show all the options in the Android Studio as well. So one by one we will go and we'll see this. Okay. So first today XML, right? So XML, after XML, tomorrow we will see the project structure. But today, once it is opened, it should be like this. In case these two files are closed, so the project is like this. So how to open this? So here, defaultly, the folder name called project as loaded. See, actual project is this, but always the default folder as load as an Android folder. This. So in this, there is a Java. Within a Java, see, com dot AndroIndian dot. First example, we given that package name, right? So then the package name, there is a Java class. So by clicking this, Java as open. And below that, here we have folder called RES. So in RES, again, there is a folder called layout. So within this layout, this XML has here. Okay, this is the navigation for these two files. So remaining project structure, we will see in detail in next class. But now this is the navigation for these two classes. Now, this is fine, but what is XML first? So what is XML? XML is nothing but it's a extensible markup language. Extensible markup language. So what this markup language do? So extensible markup language. So this markup language is nothing but which language we are using for the design that we can say as a markup language. So here, this XML we are using for the design purpose of our Android application. So that we are saying this is similar as a HTML. So HTML has same, this is also same here. Means HTML is also the markup language that is we can say has the hypertext markup language, and this we are saying as a extensible markup language. So, but both are start with one tag and ending with one tag. So let us consider. So right now I'm in a room. Okay, yeah, I'm in a home, but within a home, I'm in a one room. So I want to create my this. So this is the home tag I created here. So for the home tag, I'm closing here. Okay, so this area in between of this all area under my home. So here my home has some properties, like it has some width, means it has some space, right? So just I'm giving the width, height, something, whatever it is value. This is a something 100, 120, whatever the value, let us consider. So here this has some problem. Again in this, I have here one room. Okay, room 1. So closing room 1. So like this, room 2, room 3, whatever. How many rooms you have? Those many rooms you have. Like this, the XML files we will create here. Again in a room 1. So I have bed. I have table. I have chair. I have fan, like this. Then in a room 2, I have TV. Sofa, like this. Means this is the my parent. Within a parent, this is the another one more parent. Means under this is the grandparent. This is the parent. These all are the childs. Like this, your XML file will go. But in a HTML, there are all already predefined tags. We used to use that all predefined tags, but here user can create his own tags and he can use the tags within this.
నాకు పాయింట్ అర్థం కాలేదు ఇది HTML.
HTML has predefined tags like P1 tag, H1 tag, text tag. So, but here user can create his own tags. Like say, just I created like bed, table, chair, TV, sofa. Like this, user can create his own. So that is the main advantage of the XML here. And also, this is the lightweight compared to the HTML. Because, so, you have any idea about HTML? So if I create an HTML, I need to make an attractive HTML page. Then must and should I need to take the support of CSS, JavaScript. So when user has take the support from these files, application size will increase. But in here, no need of any other external support, because that support we can get from the operating system side. Because every device has the operating system, so we can get this. But HTML page not like that, because HTML page we will open in a browser. Maybe you will open in a Chrome, maybe you'll open in a Firefox, or that you can open in Windows, Mac, or Linux, whatever the operating system or whatever the browser. So because of the reason, all you need to maintain in your coding itself. But here must and should you are opening that in your Android operating system. Either it should be mobile, tab, watch, or TV, but it should be in an operating system. So because of that, it should be lightweight here. Means all the support we can get from the operating system. So it is the lightweight. So this is about XML here. But here, if you want to design your user interface, so like just now I said the home, rooms like that, right? So here we have some predefined layouts in our Android. So from Android side, we have few predefined layout. So those first is the relative layout, linear. Again in linear, there are two types. One is the vertical, other is the horizontal. So there are two types of in here, and the next is the table. So next is the frame, constraint. So like other as there, but these all are the major layouts which we will use for the design. So we will concentrate one by one here now. So first we'll start with the relative layout. So what is relative layout? In this word itself, it is there. Relative, relation. So relation between the components. Like what are the components you created, that relation here. So now this relative, but defaultly when you create a project, it can latest, as for the latest, it is creating using with the constant layout. But if you want to understand the constant layout, before that you need to understand about these basic layouts, then only easily you can understand the about constant layout. So because of the reason, first we will concentrate on these layouts. So relative layout. Here, see this file, it has already created with the constant layout. So this is the constant layout. So one more thing here, each and every XML file must it come with an one line of code, that is the version and encoding. So that is the default line. No need to write anything extra for that. Means it's a auto generated based on the version and what type of encoding it is following, that it should come on the top here. So right now it is coming with one text view, right? So what I'll do here is I'm deleting this. So I'm deleting this. I'm changing that as a relative layout. So once I change it on the top relative layout, I need to close the relative layout as well, right? So I started with the relative layout and ended with the relative layout. Means this is the starting tag and this is the ending tag. So starting tag always it will start with like this. Ending tag must ensure it has the extra this line. So this is the ending tag. So it has means relative layout. What are not only relative layout, what are the extra other components which you have here also, by like a linear layout, relative layout, or constant layout. Those all are has here some properties. So what are those properties? So the properties are nothing but here, see, XML NS. NS is nothing but it's a namespace. So XML NS colon Android. So this is the one path within this. So here it is looking like a URL. But if I type this in a browser, can we get something here? We'll try. See, we cannot get anything here, but internally it is a calling to this folder navigation here. So here we will get all the XML UI related things here we will get in this folder here.
నాకు ఇక్కడ పాయింట్ అర్థం హలో సార్ నాకు తెలుగులో చెప్తారా ఇది ఏంటి ఫస్ట్ పాయింట్ అర్థం కాలేదు.
So XMLNS content, it's nothing but one predefined folder. So
ఓకే
relative layout, not only relative layout, XML related all properties. So XML the properties that all properties we can access from this folder. ఈ folder నుంచి మనం access చేస్తాం. Same time, one more folder, app. App అనేది latest versions, Android అనేది older versions. So ఈ older version, latest version, all properties, like here we are using these properties, right? So these all properties I'm accessing from there. So just you can get clear understand after this too. Okay. So next, like same, here we are the tools. Tools also we can get from here. Tools kuda we can access from this folder. Like this here. Just I'll explain what is this, but here you can see Android : layout width, Android : layout height. So the rendu properties we are accessing from this. Same ikkada chudandi. So app. These four properties accessing from here. Means here we are utilizing the already predefined properties. We are utilizing from the folder called Android and from the folder called app. Now it is clear, Krishna?
ఎక్కడి నుంచి మనం యూజ్ చేసుకుంటాం.
ఇక ఒకటేమో ఆండ్రాయిడ్ ఫోల్డర్ నుంచి యాక్సెస్ చేస్తున్నాం ఇక్కడ ప్రాపర్టీస్.
ఓకే.
సో నెక్స్ట్ ఇక్కడేమో యాప్ ఫోల్డర్ నుంచి యాక్సెస్ చేస్తాం.
ఓకే.
సో అంటే కొన్ని ప్రాపర్టీస్ ఏమో ఇక్కడ ఉన్నాయి, కొన్ని ప్రాపర్టీస్ ఏమో ఇక్కడ ఉన్నాయి. సో లైక్ ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మీకు HTML ఐడియా ఉంటే, సో HTML లో నేనేం చేస్తాను, నేనే ఒక CSS ఫైల్ క్రియేట్ చేసుకుంటాను. ఒకటి ఏంటి krishna.css అని ఒకటి క్రియేట్ చేసుకుంటాను, ఇంకోటి raj.css అని చేసుకుంటాను. సో ఒక బటన్ రిలేటెడ్ స్టైల్ అనుకో కృష్ణలో ఉందనుకో, నేను కృష్ణ నుంచి తెచ్చుకుంటాను. ఒకటి టెక్స్ట్ రిలేటెడ్ ప్రాపర్టీ రాజులో ఉందనుకో, అప్పుడు టెక్స్ట్ కాల్ చేసినప్పుడు నేను రాజు నుంచి తెచ్చుకుంటాను నా స్టైల్. ఓకే. సో అలా ఇక్కడ సేమ్ లైక్ ఇయర్ ఫ్రీ డిఫైన్డ్, రెండు ఫ్రీ డిఫైన్డ్ ఉన్నాయి. వన్ ఈస్ ఆండ్రాయిడ్, అదర్ ఈస్ ద యాప్. సో సమ్ ప్రాపర్టీస్ we are accessing from here and some properties we are accessing from here. Okay. So now relative layout, right? So relative layout, before relative layout, we'll try to understand this. Layout width and layout height. So layout width and height means width means your left to right. This is the left to right. One means it's our phone. Our phone left to right, that is we can say as a width. Height, our phone height from top to bottom, height that we can say here. So here match parent, match parent. Match parent means it should occupy the 100% of this. See here, for this just I'll give some background color so that we can understand easily. See, just I given one random background color. So it is like the HTML RGB color. So ash followed by 0 to 9 and A to F. Combination of this 0 to 9 and A to F. If you don't know the color codes also, no worry. Just you can give here randomly ash followed by 3 digits. It can create one color. And then by clicking here, you can choose the color here. Whatever the color you want, you can choose from there. See here now, because of the match parent it should be. But here height and width, we can give total in 4. One is the match parent, fill parent, match, fill, next wrap, content. Next is the manual. So 4 types. We have this, we can give in 4 types. One is the match parent, fill parent, next wrap content, manual. So what is meaning by this 4? We will see here. Match parent is nothing but just we understood here. It is 100% occupied. Now I'm changing this to fill parent. See, this fill parent is striked with the lines. So whenever, not only in Android, any programmatic language, if any of the line as striked with this, any of the method name or class name as striked with the line, so that is deprecated. Deprecated means not in use. Not in use means that has fulfilled by the some other property. See, this is also what happened here. If I give the fill parent also, it is also occupied 100% of the screen, right? It is also occupied 100% of the screen. Then what is the difference between the fill parent and match parent? So fill parent and match parent both are the same. But before Android 7.0, why? Because from 7.0 onwards, Android has support to TV, watch means low resolution and high resolution. Before the low resolution and high resolution, the property is we used in a fill parent. But now we are not using this fill parent. Wherever you find the fill parent, you must change that to the match parent. Don't use the fill parent property now, because that is not supporting for the low as well as high resolution. If you want only the specific resolution, it can support only mobiles and tabs, it can support. And the next property called wrap content. See what happened now? Just I given the width as a wrap content, height as wrap content. Means it's a C. Based on the content. See how much the content is there, it can occupy that much. Here, see, I entered some large text. This means content. How much the content is there, it can occupy that much of the space. And last, manual. I can give manually 250 dp. This is also 250 dp. I can give like this manually. So manually I'm giving the this. But in this first, which one we use regularly? So in this 4, we will use regularly match parent and fill parent. So this two we will use regularly. Match parent and wrap content only will use regularly. So then why not these two? Already we discussed this is deprecated. And why not this manual? So what happens if I use manually, like say here it is I used right now 250 by 250, right? So I goes to design. See in a design right now, this screen as for this pixel. So this is one phone, it is this. So this same phone I'm supposed to change to different phone. See here. Just you can observe this. It is not in a fixed position. If I'm changing continuously, it is changing this. So it is not a fixed. See here in a pixel, there are multiple phones are there. So 6 inch, 1 inch, like this. Right? So it is not a fixed position. So because of that reason, must and should you need to go with the only two properties, that is a match parent and fill parent. That too for the parent. This is the parent. So for the first element which is there in your XML file, that we can say as a parent. For parent must you can go with the match parent and match parent. Then after that remaining we can decide based on the content. Based on that we can decide. So here if I have this content, based on the content we will decide that. So using that means right now today the overview of the today class is we will create a project. So while creating the project, we used to give a workspace somewhere, and the next we will give the project as a package name and project name. Then we'll create a project. After that, just we'll see in this navigation to these two and the overview of the XML. And there are multiple layouts, and that today we seen that relative layout. And after that, we concentrated only two properties called height and width. So height and width total we can specify in 4 ways. So on the 4 ways we will use regularly match parent and wrap content. So from there continuation design we will see that in tomorrow's class using the relative layout. So relative layout is nothing but it's a relation between the components. So that how the relation we will see tomorrow.